children. I had a dream about you last night. I could hear your little voices, symphonies of laughter over the sound of powerful splashing waves hitting the sand. The sounds, the smell of salt air. My nocturnal wool gathering was so real. Everything in my senses was taking me back to a time and place of youth and happiness. I could see the glistening Atlantic that had come to create safe little ponds for you to splash and laugh in and build sand castles in, lasting only until the next wave filled the tiny sandy pockets with new beginnings. Come and go, swish, swish, come and go to the sea again. I was living it so clearly until the light of morning came and washed away the happiness of when little wet hands were caressing my face, peanut butter smiles, and little toes filled with sticky sand that filled my days at the beach. Life beyond my slumber cracked open the door to let those sunshine moments of the past, those butterfly moments, let them fly away into the sunrise. I know they say good mothering is letting go, teaching our birds to spread their wings and fly away from the nest, strong and independent enough to build nests of their own. But sometimes I miss life with you. I do. I miss the clutter of clothes in all the wrong places, rocked music at decibels that shook windows, Tonka cars turned into hammers, and music makers creating new scars and dents on anything and everything that meant something to me. Stepping over teen bodies with new faces and sleeping forms, strangers in our house on Saturday mornings. Oh, I miss it all. I just want you to know that my journey began before you came, and I didn't know part of the way you were to walk with me. I traveled unknowingly, seeking roads along the way, looking for that perfect life, an Eden where we could stay. Sometimes the way was unclear, and we often journeyed in darkness, misguided by my ignorance, complicated by my innocence. I have taken you places that you may have never have been had destiny not chosen you to travel along with me. Your journey will take its own course, and as was meant to be, I will continue along my path, guided by my choices yet unknown to me. Take my hand and bid farewell. I'll pass to cross now and then. Each journey's day I feel blessed. It was meant to be part of the way you were to walk with me. Love, Mother. When my children were growing up, our house was home to a myriad of animals, four-legged and otherwise. I think the only creatures my salary was not feeding were those without legs and crawled on their bellies. Dogs, cats, waterfowl, rabbits, gerbils, turtles, and birds, both wild and caged, were given TLC and a haven in our home. After a long day at work, I was never sure whom or what I would be feeding and giving a forever home to when I opened my front door, kicked off my high heels, and threw the keys on the entry table. I admit my 3 children and I are all animal lovers. My daughters drool dog and horse. When they were letting their parents, they were getting the hang of expressing themselves as humans. But honestly, I point my now over 86 finger at my middle child, Allison, for the menagerie in our home on the New Jersey shore. Her first word relating to four-legged creatures that could have been a red flag for shore was an omen that her family then and now would have to accept her compassion for animals, big and small. Today, many decades later, Allison is still caring and giving shelter to rescue animals, and on her 75-acre thoroughbred farm near Lexington in Paris, Kentucky, it's a family affair. The three of them are working as a team. Allison and her two grown children are giving home to retired racehorses, fostering dogs through the local humane programs, and caring for and nurturing their own horses and pets. As a single parent, she, with two active adults that have now flown the nest, I was with her in Lexington last month, and finding her most often in the barn late at night caring for horses after a long day at work, following by doing other things with her church and sporting activities that are now ceased because her children are gone. The phrase is the farmer's work is never done is really from son to son rings true for my daughter. Her passion for animals and caring for abandoned creatures set her above and beyond most. Out of her own pocket, she has been funding this humanitarian cause for years because it was what she was called to do. Veterinarian, farrier fees, feed, hay, and other related expenses for these rescues are all a part of Allison's humanitarian efforts to save these beautiful animals from really being hauled off to auction for slaughter, to meat and food industries, or sold to medical industries for experimentation. With all of the chaos and hate around us in the world that is out of our control, I'm proud of my daughter for her caring and dedication to creatures, all great and small. I was perusing through things that I'd written back in 2014, and I can't believe I came upon this thought so many years ago, because I don't want you to think that this is political. I'm not taking a political stance whatsoever, but I'm just observing what I see, and I'm sure what you see today, not only in America, but throughout the world. Where, oh, where has my country gone? Where, oh, where can she be? The America that I'm watching in the news and on the social media posts I've been reading these last few months are now not mirroring the America that I have known. It's not the America that I have been proud of, not the America that has nurtured me. America seems lost. It's broken. I am hoping that it'll get better. I always have hope. But the crazy glue is polarizing the nation. We have become stuck together in groups defined by religion, ideology, sexual preferences, and color. Cultures based on they have stopped embracing each other. Our proud heritage as Americans of being a melting pot seems to have disappeared. As I have often written, I was so lucky to grow up in one of the most culturally diversified communities in the country, and nothing other than more discrepancy, honesty, and truth would divide us. We were of all backgrounds, all colors, all faiths and tradition, and yet we were accepting of one another. There was no other way that we lived our lives. If we were Democrat or Republican or independent, it really didn't matter. We cared about each other. We came into this country legally. We were honest. If you found a wallet on the street, you would do nothing but take it to the police department or look at the ID and contact that person. You wouldn't stick it in your pocket and take the money and just let it lie. That said, I really have to be honest with you today. Even at the highest level, those moral compasses, honesty and truth, seem to be virtues that no longer matter to some. And it's so disappointing and so horrible that we have come to this point where virtues don't seem to be valued. Whatever people can get away with, that's what goes. Truth be damned. There is no personal accountability, not any court of reckoning for description or dishonesty today. A lie is a lie, and a lie is habitual. How can we even think of rewarding this behavior? Have we lost our collective minds? There is no whitewashing of dishonesty and any acceptance of such immorality as the norm. It's taking our country down as Alice's rabbit hole and as dangerous slope of no return. It's very, very disconcerting picture. There is no doubt America has significant challenges ahead, and I see this all over the world. Maybe you have seen it in your country. We have to get our heads on straight. We have to have a call for tolerance and respect for all peoples, including the brave men and women who really devote their lives to protect all of us. They devote their life to protect all of us. They shouldn't be spat upon or shot or ambushed. There are still bridges to be built, and we've always been a nation of builders, a nation of good Samaritans with compassion for all, a nation of proud patriots. It is my opinion, my dear community, that we have to bring back respect for trustworthiness and honesty and diversity before we run out of time for any type of reversal. This is not political. This is standing for what is right and trying to come together as a country, as a world, to demand peace and love of all faiths, of all humanity, and respect for human truth. Let's not forget about love and to love one another.